Before we get into this video is highly inspired by Creekcraft. Creekcraft has done one of these videos before, actually twice. I've seen them both, but I just want to say that this video is highly inspired by him. But anyways, yo, what's up everyone, Henry here, and today I'm doing a tier list of every Piggy map that is in the game so far. And I'm just going to try to go in order of every map so far. We got legendary, we got great, average, decent, or don't like. So we are just going to, well actually, let's not go in order. We're just going to start from chapter 10 to chapter 9 on this list, but let's just get right into it. So the mall, chapter 10. I like this map actually. The thing is that it's good for two reasons. One, it could be good for the player to, escape the pig, and for number two, it can also be good for the pig because I know some people be like, oh, you can just run around in the big square. Well, actually, if you're actually a smart person, that's when traps come in. You just got to be clever with your traps. That's a good tip in every map, regardless whether it's big or not. So for this map, where should I put it? I like this map, but I do wish that it wasn't like, a big giant square. So for that, I'ma just give it an average. Okay, so outpost map. The 11th chapter in book 1. I actually enjoy this map, honestly, because it's not actually, like a big giant square. You can go into a couple buildings. It could be good for the player to, maneuver around the entire map. I think there are 2 floors in this entire map. And it could also be good for the pig because there's actually really good spots where you can place traps. So for that, this is going into legendary. I honestly enjoy this map. Chapter 12. Now the plant. The thing is about the plant is that it really just has like 3 sections. There's a red area where it's small. There's a green area with, like for small, small cubes or whatever. And then there's an orange room to where you could, like do a little bit of puzzles. You could place planks, do stuff with the hammer. And when you explode the dynamite, once you get it, it changes into, I think it's called a little bit of a dimension or something like that. And so for that, with that creativity, that is also going in a legendary tier. Chapter 1 of book 2. The very first chapter introduced in book 2 ever. So I freaking love this map. This is immediately, honestly, one of my favorite maps in the entire game. So for that is going in the number 1 legendary, and I'm gonna explain why. This map is honestly, it's not, like huge, but it's pretty big. And it could be good for the players. You can go into, I think, you can go into 5 buildings in this map, just this map alone. And you can definitely tell that they put a lot of creativity in, making this map, and that's what I praise the devs for. So for that reason, that is going in a legendary category. Alright, chapter 2, book 2. I like this map, but the thing is about this is that it's kind of, a little bit too small. I mean, it's a great design map because we can agree on that, all book 2 chapter maps are, more well designed than book 1, but hey, everybody starts from somewhere. And there's really not much you can do. I mean, it could be very good for the pig because it's close corners, but honestly, I'm gonna put this in decent because it's a little bit too small, Okay, Refinery. Now, this map is honestly really cool. Honestly, the entire building is it's, I think, one of the biggest buildings to where you start from outside and yet you work your way in. And I will say it's kind of one of the most difficult chapters considering there's like, Willow's henchmen that are scattered throughout the map, and if you walk in front of them, they will now chase you for a bit of time. Plus, there's a bot there that chases you, and the bots in book 2 are actually way more smarter than the ones in book 1. So, honestly, it's a really cool design. It's a big giant building, it's a big square, but I'm not really going to, get pessimistic with the shape design of the maps, but I think this belongs in average. Okay, the safe place. Now, when I heard about this map, I was so excited to play this because I've always wanted to know, and I'm pretty sure other YouTubers always wanted to know what's in the safe place. And ever since chapter 4 came out, I was honestly blown away because safe places actually has a lot of rooms. I mean, more rooms than I can count. And the bot or player, it could be good for the pig, but like you really need to know what you're doing because it really depends on which people you play with, because considering there's a lot of rooms and there's a lot of items that you gotta use. But design wise of this map, it could be good for the player or pig, I think this is also going to be going in average. Sewers, chapter 5. Now this map right here, I'm gonna just say one thing, the bot is scary if you're playing alone. I actually played alone in chapter 5, and honestly I was scared, but I still completed it. But design wise, this map is honestly pretty cool. It's pretty good. And for the pig, you can also place traps in really great spots. And for the player, you can kind of escape. I mean, it's kind of like, a little bit of a square with 2 outer reaches of like, the square partial of the map. But design wise, I honestly really like this map. So for that deserves to go in the great category. Chapter 6 Factory. Now, this is another one of my favorite maps. I really like open maps in Piggy. I really like them because I'm not saying it makes it easier, but like the bigger the map, the bigger creativity, the more designs, it's amazing. But I'm also talking about player and Piggy perspectives. For players, yes, you can run around trying to avoid Piggy, but I mean, you're not only running for the pig, you're also running from Willow the wolf. She stunts you, but yet she can also kill you. And yet for the pig perspectives, you may complain, but if that is I can't speak English. Okay, so from a piggy perspective, you just have to be smart with your traps. And you have a alongside partner, you're working with Willow to eliminate the players. So technically you have a little bit of help, because she can stun players and yet you can come in for the kill. So for this, I'm placing this in second place of the legendary category. House Chapter 1, the very first map that has been introduced into the game, period. Now this map is pretty generic. I really don't know where I should put this. I mean, this map, if you guys haven't played Granny, it definitely looks, a little bit similar to that. It's kind of like that formula, but you can tell that they put their own ideas into this map. But I mean, from a picky perspective, yes, it's pretty generic. I mean, it's pretty basic. You place traps in great spots. From a player, you can also run. There are some dead ends, but like you can escape those dead ends sometimes. But for this map, I think it belongs in average. Chapter 2 Station. This map is honestly pretty cool. I mean, it was the second chapter introduced into the game. So from a player perspective, yes, this map is honestly pretty big if you really think about it. There is also a lot of rooms where you can get items. There are some items that you have to use to get other items or objects. And for a pig, you can honestly there was this little sewer section at the bottom of the map to where you could walk through that and players can't. That honestly makes it a little bit easier for the pig, which I think is fair too. But this map can go in the great category because there is a lot of rooms and they have a huge prison area. You can go outside. I mean, and that's what I give the devs. That's what I appreciate the devs for. Okay, so chapter 3, gallery. This map is honestly pretty small and there are some rooms. I mean, there was a little thing where you have to collect eggs, you know, get the keys. That's something new that you really don't see in the gallery. And for the pig, it can honestly be pretty easy for the pig. Yet, like, black hole traps, in my opinion, are one of the best traps in the entire game. Like, if they place a black hole trap on the stairs, you're not getting around that. Like, you're not getting around that, and your pig can kill you on sight from there. So for that reason, it deserves to go in decent. I mean, it's pretty small. The design is pretty cool, but yet piggy perspective wise, if it makes it too much easier for the pigs, then it's either like a life or death situation in this map. Okay, so chapter 4, forest. I honestly like this map. It is pretty open, and people be complaining about pig, but like I said at the beginning of the video, you just have to be smart with your traps. Like there's this little like tall I don't know what it's called. I think it's called a ranger tower or something like that. Like if a pig places traps up there, you can't you know, get around that. Same thing with the gallery if you place a trap on the stairs. But this map is pretty open player wise. You can, you know, get around places. You can escape the pig pretty easy. But if there's another bot, which is Doggy, which can alert you and your pig can find you. So for that reason, we're saying that it's pretty open, and like I like open maps. This map can go as an average. Chapter 5, school. Now this map is honestly well made in my opinion. For piggy wise, there are some good spots where you can place traps. I mean, I would suggest placing them, you know, close to the end where the stairs are. You could place a trap there, but yet you could try to trick people, you know, like if you're going one way, you can easily cut them off if they don't know what they're doing. If for player wise, there is some rooms. There is actually not like a lot of rooms, but there is a lot of rooms in this map. And so for that reason, I honestly like this map. That deserves to go in the great. 4 more to go, and hospital. In my opinion, I think this is one of the most difficult maps, because there is a lot of rooms and it is really close corners. There's really close corners in this map. And yet, like I said, if you got the black hole traps, and if you place them in a really smart area, there is a good chance that a player may run into that, and yet you can get the kill for that. But yet player wise, you just really gotta watch your corners. That's really how you're going to beat this map, is if you watch your corners. You really should be kind of good. But design wise, it's close corners, but I think this deserves another average. Chapter 7, Metro. I honestly like this map a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. Because there's really only 2 floors, and yet they both like connect, you know. It's really just like one big area, and yet you only get to go up, down. Like there's really not too many rooms, but yet, I mean, you can escape the pig, but like you have to open certain doors, because if you don't, you could lead yourself to a dead end. So for that reason, it will go in decent. And for piggy wise, I mean, yes, you can honestly win in this map if you know what you're doing. If you place traps in good spots, like example, if you place a trap to where you know that little blue gate is, I mean, you may have a chance. Carnival. This is going in the don't like category just immediately because um it's really, I mean, it's a pretty open map. I mean, players, they can run around, but you have a pig. You can, there's not really good spots to place traps, to be honest, and it is repetitive. Literally, I don't know how you're not going to get into a Piggy Book 1 game and yet you're not going to be playing Carnival. I don't know why, and it's honestly really too easy. I mean, unlike House, it's pretty easy, but like Carnival is like the most easiest map in the game of Piggy, period. So for that reason, it's just going in the don't like category. Chapter 9 City. Now, this map is really just one big square, same thing like the mall, but like you can go into two buildings. One is a hotel, and I think another one is like a workplace area. There are like a lot of rooms to unlock, but like player wise, you just gotta be careful because there are some dead ends that you may get yourself into and you may not escape Piggy. There's like a 50% chance that you may escape Piggy if you run to a dead end. And yeah, Piggy wise, you may have a good chance. Like if you place a trap and through the doorways, you may have a chance that you may catch someone and you may secure the kill. And so for that reason, I mean, I really like that you can go into two buildings, and I really like the design of this. So for that is going in the great category. Alright guys, so that is my tier list of every Piggy map in the game so far. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like. And make sure to tap that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you want to. And make sure you tap that notification bell so that you can always be notified when I upload. And make sure you guys take it easy out there, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.